See, even to understand this small text, there is entire life I have spent. And still I tell you very frankly that I cannot claim that I have understood everything. So this is a gradual development will take place. Now this feeling of reading in original should be our goal. Not necessarily in 14 days, I have already told you, but it should be the goal. How to achieve this also? I have requested my friend, Professor Rajiv Ranjan Sinha, who comes from a very renowned university of the country, very old and very renowned, from Kashi, Sampurnananda Sanskrit University. Where is he sitting? He is there. You will be having a group discussion from 12 to 1, isn't it so? The time slot. Dictionary building. Either in that you split half an hour, and half an hour he will spend for teaching basics of Sanskrit language. Because many have expressed that they have no background at all of Sanskrit. And I don't expect the background for this, because the first interaction with you, but I wish that you should have a feeling of reading the original. And how to achieve this? At least let us make a beginning in these 14 days towards that direction. And he has so kindly accepted my request. I will also instruct him, I will tell him, I will show him the way that he should teach Sanskrit language, so that it is directly useful for reading the text. Hope you agree with this proposal. Even if you feel that half an hour is not sufficient, you can ask question right here, and the question hour you can use for learning Sanskrit. 1 full hour. What decision is yours? These are the opportunities which are being provided by the ashram in these 14 days to you to equip yourself to have a feeling of reading the original. Because this is the record of the mind which created this. And we must go to directly connected to the mind behind this text. And that can come only when you read the original. So, if you agree with this proposal, then let us follow this. And then, as you know that I am a teacher, and a teacher expects to have feedback at the end. That whether I have been able to communicate successfully, what is the way to get the feedback? Some kind of a test? But don't think that I am testing you, I am testing myself. Because I am going to know how much I have been successful in communicating. A simple method is how to do this also. I will give you a list of 100 words. 100 words from the text. You will learn more than 1000 words, more than 2000 perhaps, in these 14 days. But I'll ask you only 100 words, and you will have to give me English equivalent of that. You agree? Let us proceed. This text is a unique example, even how to write a text of a system. Hardly I have come across any text written in any system so clearly, so structurally profound. It's a very small text, but very profound text. And it is because of this reason that this text has maximum number of commentaries written on this. More than 70 commentaries are written. Whenever one reads, one feels like commenting on this. So every reading will give you something. Such a profundity is there in the text. And that is why this is taught compulsorily in tradition for any discipline. This is a fun, that is why I gave the name of the course as foundation course. This is the foundation. After the foundation, then you can go level 1, level 2, level 3. This is a journey. But this is a foundation course and it has a structure. So let us read that now. Nidhaya hridhi vishvesham vidhaya guru vandanam balanam sukha bodhaya kriyate tarkasangraha. Now you see, simple sentences are there. Main clause is Tarkasangraha kriyate. Tarkasangraha kriyate. The Tarkasangraha is being composed. I will try to translate each and every term so that the grammatical structure also will be clear to you. So the main sentence is, the main clause is this. Tarkasangraha kriyate is in a passive construction. Kriyate. So, the text called Tarkasangraha is being composed. Kriyate. Is being made, is being done, is being composed. But before that, he is doing something. He says, first is Vishvesham hridhi nidhaya. Vishwa, universe, Isha, Lord, Lord of the universe. And this is an objective case. Karma karaka. So, Vishvesham hridhi, in the heart, nidhaya, having placed. After placing the Lord of the universe in the heart, that is after remembering the Lord God. Guru Vandanam vidhaya, again, after paying respect to the teacher. Vidhaya means having done, kritva. Guru Vandanam vidhaya. Guru Vandhanam kritva. Having done the prayer to the teacher, Guru, Tarkasangraha kriyate. The Tarkasangraha is being composed. So, these are the cultural component you got. This is what we do. Something is so great, so there is a God. So, after paying homage to him, then after next God is our Guru. So, paying respect to him. Guru Govind dono khare काके लागू पाए बलिहारी इस गुरु की इसने गोविंद दियो बताए. So both are standing together. Now I may fix what should I do. Under whom should I bow down? To the Lord or Guru? Because all are equal to me. Then he said, but certainly I will choose Guru because it is through Guru I have gone to Govinda. You see? Cultural component everywhere is imprinted. So that is why first God, then Guru. After doing this prayer, then I am composing the text. So Tarkasangraha is being composed. Then next question goes, what for you are doing that? What is the purpose? Why are you doing all this? Why are you writing this book? Prayojanam anuddishya namandopi pravartate. Unless you specify the purpose, yesterday we saw Kumarila saying that unless you tell the purpose, who is going to accept it? You climb the tree, you mean, what for? You jump into the well, what for? You pluck flower for what for? Anything that you do. Go to the kitchen, what for? Study Tarkasangraha, what for? And go on. So, what for? He has to spell out. He says, I am doing it for Sukha Bodh, easy understanding, facilitating the understanding of Bala, children. Certainly you are not children. Therefore, what is the meaning of this? Bala, one who is familiar with language, one who is familiar with understanding, the process of understanding, one who is familiar with the culture, one who is familiar with the methods. In other words, one who has done sufficient study in other systems of knowledge, but has not studied Nyaya Shastra. He is Bala, he is just like a child. So, Adhita Itara Shastraha. This Bala is defined. You see, the beauty of the system is this, that any term that I utter, I must spell out in what sense I am uttering that term. And the best way to say that is to define the term. Once I define a term, then you are clear that it is in this sense I am using the term. So, he has said Bala, immediately you will ask, what is the meaning of Bala? He said, let me have a definition of Bala. What is the definition of Bala? Adhita Itara Shastraha. One who has studied other systems, say Advaita, Mimamsa, this, that, Vyakarana, so many things he has studied. But Anadhita has not studied Etat Shastra. I am breaking the Sandhi, otherwise Etat Shastra. Etat Shastra. This is Nyaya Shastra. Adhita Itara Shastraha. But Anadhita Etat Shastra is Bala. So now you understand what is the meaning of Bala. It is not Dugdha Poshya. Balanam Sukha Bodhaya. So for such participants, for such students, for such Jigyasu, who has made attempts in other systems, but has not attempted this system, is not familiar with the system, in order to facilitate easy understanding of such participants, Tarkasangraha is being composed. Clear? Any doubt anywhere? Next line. Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samavaya, Abhava, Sapta Padartha. Say. That's all. This is the subject matter of this text. The whole text deals with only this line. The entire text has been structured in. So, this is the subject matter of this text. What is the subject matter? Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samavaya and Abhava. Samavaya and Abhava has become Samavaya Abhava. True? Sandhi? Not Bhava. Would you follow? So, Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samavaya, Abhava. And these all them up together has been given a name. Padartha. Now, slowly, the mind is being revealed. I said that yesterday, now you connect it, that there is a world independent of the knowledge of the world. Yesterday I was trying to demonstrate it. Unless the world exists, I cannot have knowledge of the world. And it must exist prior to the knowledge of the world. I will know what? That what should be present before that. So the flower should be in the garden. And then I will know the flower. I see the flower. It is not that after knowing the flower will be created in the garden. This is the presuppositions, okay, all these, you know already. And that is why this system is called utter realist system. There is no room open for any idealism here. Utter realism. Utter realism. And slowly you will understand the meaning of this now. So this Vishwa, the world, has an existence. Now in the world, in the outside, even outside this room, there are so many things which exist. Do they not exist independent of my knowledge, knowing them? This is the meaning. It is not the case that only after my knowing they come into being. No. They have to be there, and then only they can be known. You see, if you know the system in this way, you can easily understand what other systems are telling, what Advaita position is, how Advaita will approach the problem, and so on. That is why you must study Nyaya system very thoroughly. And that is what they used to do in the past. Even if you want to reject it, criticize it, without knowing, how can you criticize? So even as a Purvapakshin, Nyaya must be known very thoroughly. And that has been our tradition. So, the world exists, this is knowledge, independent of the knowledge. And then there is a process of internalizing the world. We will come slowly, but just the beginning I give you. This goes inside this. It was outside knowledge, because knowledge came later. It existed before. And when it is known, then this has gone inside. Then what has happened? What new thing has happened here? I have come to know its existence. It existed. But existence was not known to me till I knew it. There were flowers in the garden. They existed in the garden. But that they existed in the garden was not known to me till I looked at them. You know the difference? This has happened through a process. So, flower in the garden has entered into the knowledge of mind as a Vishaya. Outside that, it was Padartha. So, a Vishwa is a Padartha. Let me use a common term, entity, as against non-entity. For example, sky flower. Take Akasha Kusuma. Is it an entity? What will be the answer? Why it is not an entity? Huh? How do you know that it does not exist? It has never been object of my knowledge. It has never gone here. The sky flower, had it existed outside, it would have gone. It did not exist here. So till now, till today, 2nd June 2009, the sky flower has not entered here. And therefore, I have no knowledge of its existence. It's a non-entity for me even today. But many things are there which are not known today. Tomorrow it can be known. Day after tomorrow can be known. In Africa, many things are there which are not known to me. They may be known when I visit Africa. If it is not known to me, the people who are living there, they are all known to them. So it should be object of some knowledge. And then its existence can be established. This is the meaning, that Tanmayanandaji, this is the meaning of Jnanadhina Vastu Siddhi. This is the meaning of Jnanadhina. So when this becomes the object of my knowledge, then its existence is revealed. So Jnana, what does Jnana do? Jnana is Nirakara. Jnana is Nirakara in the system. It is like a lamp. It is a Prakasha. And it simply reveals the existence. This is the Jnanadhina Vastu Satta. Manadhina Meya Siddhi. These sentences you might have read many places. So, the Mana here stands for Jnana. So, Jnanadhina Vastu Siddhi. So, unless and until the Vastu, so therefore, I do not have so much time to take you, there will be digression. What you call entity is actually Vastu. And Kapushpa is Avastu. So, Vastu versus Avastu. They are all out. So, this Vishwa, this world, this universe of my experience exists independent of my knowledge. It can become a Vishaya, then I can come to know its existence, and it implies thereby that it is an entity, it is a Padartha as against non-entity or Avastu, Apadartha. Now, so Padartha now, so entity, Padartha. So the whole universe is a Padartha, an entity. It's not a fictitious thing. It is not an imagination. It is not a construction. Okay? Therefore, it is real. Its existence is revealed by knowledge. Knowledge reveals its existence. That is Apurva there, Apurvata in that. Something new that comes to be revealed. Existence is revealed by knowledge. Existence is not created. Existence is revealed. This is the meaning. So padartha. Now break this, further analyze this word padartha. Padartha is padasya artha. Artha is referent, meaning and pada is a term, a linguistic term. So what a linguistic term refers to is a referent. You are familiar with the term nama and rupa. So pada is nama, artha is rupa. So the artha which exists is padartha. They are all padarthas. And they are referred to by language. Now imagine if I make a grand total of all the referents of all the linguistic terms in the language, we will arrive at the total universe with which we are familiar. And that is what this system has started doing now, you see. So he thinks that, the system thinks that the world is revealed before me, existence of the world is revealed before me with a name and a form. And that is padartha. It has a name and it has. So what name refers to is real. Very carefully you should listen to me. Then you can make a contrast. What language refers to is real. What language refers to is an entity. And in the system of idealism, it is just opposite. The reality cannot be captured by language. You see? Abang manaso gocha. It's beyond mind, beyond language. Reality cannot be touched by language. And just opposite position is the Nyaya position. It is the reality that alone can be touched by language. Once you know these positions, you know clearly, then you understand your position also very clearly. And this is how we have to study. So now you can see the Advaita position and the Nyaya position now so clearly. The Buddhist position and the Nyaya position so clearly. Idealist position and the realist position so clearly. So, Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesa, Samavaya and Abhava all have been given a common name. And that common name is Padartha. So, what is world for us? World is Padartha. The universe is nothing but a grand total of referents. Now, knowledge precedes. World precedes knowledge. Yeah. This is the position of Nyaya I am explaining. The world is not, the existence of the world is not dependent upon knowledge. It exists independent of knowledge. This is the realist position. That is why they are utter realist, okay? For whom means? For anybody. For anybody. Whosoever is next time is going to know, existence will be revealed. Now flower exists for whom? Maybe it may exist for the Lord, It may exist for you, for your decoration. So that question is later. It exists. It should not be linked with its knowledge. Whenever there is a knowledge of flower, the flower will come into being is denied. Try to understand that. Which one? Yes, same thing. Reality, there is no difference. Reality means sattavat, that which has satta. No difference. Ultimate reality. Degrees of reality is not accepted in the system. So, Vyavaharika satta etc. not accepted in the system. There is existence or there is no existence. So, there is a vastu or there can be avastu. It exists, it can never exist. And what is the proof? It has never been object of my knowledge. Had it existed, if not to me, someone it would have appeared. In someone's knowledge it should have been there. It had never been in anybody's knowledge, therefore it never exists. Bandhya Sutta, Shashashringa, yes. Anunya. परंतु अर्थस्य कृते नामस्य नाम्नः अपेक्षा अस्ति एवं खलु ज्ञानं so very good. I mean, you should very meticulously should try to understand, then only you will understand properly. So I think now I can move. You could not understand. How can I help you? Tell me. Huh? No, that is answered. Let us not. I am not asking whether you have understood conversation in Sanskrit. What I am telling you whether this much you have understood or not. His point was different. Again, I start explaining his point. The time is being done. Let us not go into that. So let us concentrate on. Is it clear what is an entity? Entity which has an existence, independent of its knowledge. What is the proof? That it has the capacity to become object of a knowledge. So it can be jnana vishaya. So it can be gneya. Jnana vishaya. So these are the terms I am giving you. Immediately you should note down and have an English paraphrase. Gneya, Jnana Vishaya. Make English paraphrase. Object of knowledge. So it can be. But Kapushpa can never be object of knowledge. It has no capacity to object because it doesn't exist. That shows that it does not exist. Then you see, they have asked. Whole world now you are talking of. Whole world has an existence. Now whole world means, now you haven't understood? It's a summation. It's a total number of reference. The total number of reference given by the linguistic terms. This is what your world is. So this world is this. Totally, who can know? Whole universe. That is why again Ishvara is brought. Yesterday I was telling you that why Ishvara is being brought again and again in the system. These are the logical requirements. So if you want to claim the existence of the whole world, who can claim? Can I make a claim? Because I cannot know the whole universe. So whole universe in a collection cannot be the object of my knowledge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, lakhs, crores can be. But even then it is not exhausted. There remain 101, 1 crore plus 1 remain. Then they do not exist. Who will reveal their existence? And therefore again we bring an all-knowing God. Sarvagya, Ishvara is brought to answer this question. I do not have that capacity, but there is an entity in the system called God who is posited as Sarvagya, who does not have the limitations of human being, and therefore he can have the knowledge of the entire universe. So the entire universe can become the object of his knowledge, and therefore entire universe has existence. This is the here you have some. I think Padartha is. These questions will be clear slowly. Let us go. Let us go step by step. Okay, all these will come, and you yourself will give the answer. I did not give answer. Okay. Ishvara is an entity, of course. Oh, okay, wait, please wait. Now at this moment there will be so many questions in your mind. And if I start answering, then perhaps I will remain on the first line only till the 14th day. We want to complete the text. I promise you that you will get all answers. Okay? So, world is an entity, now it is clear. Entity by entity, I mean Padartha. The common name given to 7 sets of entities. Now, set number 1 is Dravya. Set number 2 is Guna. These are the sets. Each one is a set of a number of entities. Guna is a set of number of entities. Karma is a set of number of entities. Like that. Sometimes the set may be of one entity. We will see. Okay? I presume that at least some understanding of the first line is there. Now, you see the plan of the book. So, Padartha. That is the universe, whole universe. So, we are inquiring about the whole universe. Why are we inquiring? Because Atma va are drashtavyaha. Why have you taken up this exercise? To inquire into the whole universe. Why? Is there any need? Yes, there is a need. The Veda tells me that what is the purpose of your life? Discover yourself. Atma Sakshatkar is the aim of your life. Discover that. And what is the sentence? Atma va are drashtavya. Now, Atma has to be identified now. What is Atma? So, in this universe, there is Atma. So, this is the universe. In this, there is Atman. And also, other than Atman, it is not the case that the only one reality, we have already done all this. So, the world is plural, entire world is real, many have come from many, all these are there. So, in that world, there is something called Atman, and there is something other than Atman. Anatman? Just to show this, show this other than that. For other than, different signs are used, but anyway, I am just talking directly, therefore I am using this, taking liberty of using anything. Okay? So, anatman. Atman and other than Atman. Then what should be the logical method? Can I only concentrate, is it possible logically to concentrate only on Atman? Think. How do I know? What is Atman? Not possible. Therefore, I should know both. I should know the whole universe. And then, through argument, through analysis, through process, I should arrive at identification of the Atman. And this is the reason that I should know the whole universe. This is ancient Indian physics. Without going to the laboratory. Physical laboratory, I should say. Laboratory is here, God-given laboratory. Therefore, this is not physical laboratory report. This system is not to be treated as a report of the physical laboratory. In spite of that, it is physics, in the sense that it inquires into the entire universe. And what is the tool? The tool is language. It is through language, because it is through language that it refers to the world. I know, I refer to only through language. And therefore, reference, if I make a grand summation of the reference, this is what world is before me. This world is Padartha. So now you know why should I inquire into the whole world? In order to identify the Atman. And that cannot be identified unless I know the whole world. That is what is not Atman. And then one can say, this is not Atman, this is not Atman, Sharira is not Atma, Mana is not Atma, Indriya is not Atma. Then what is Atma? Different from all these. In order to do this exercise, I must know the whole world. And that is why the term Padartha has been used, referring to the entire world, which consists of both Atman and Mana. Clear? Oh, this is say Anatman, should I say right? Understand? Understood? Okay, plus minus we use, plus minus. Whatever is convenient, I want to communicate. Now this Padartha, now you see the structure of the text. This is the text. So from Dravya, you have come Dravya, Guna, Karma, Samanya, Vishesha, Samavaya. You can see this is one group and the other one is Amma. These are the set number 1, set 2, set 3, set 4, set 5, set 6. These are called Bhava Padartha. Positive entities. Up to this. And this is Abhava Padartha, negative entity. Again, underline. Abhava is also an entity, is as much real as God, as much real as the Atman. Because unreality or avastu has no scope to become member of any of the set of this. It has no existence at all. So, abhava. And what is the proof? Again, language is the proof. In the language, we have a negative particle. If ghata refers to pot, na ghata, then what should na refer to? It should also refer to an entity, and that entity is abhava. So this is also again a padartha, padasya artha. So as bhava is a padasya artha, so also abhava is a padasya artha. So entire thing is padartha. Therefore, we say, we plan this way. Then we will say that padartha is of two kinds, bhava and abhava. We must two sets first. And then we start this, in how many I should split it? 6. Dravya, guna, etc. Karma, samanya, vishesha, samavaya, and this. And the abhava again into 2. Now you see abhava. Again, just concentrate. In this world, there is a duster, let us say. In the universe, there is an entity called duster. Duster is identical with what? Only duster. Is identical with only duster. Can anything else in this universe be identical with this duster? Not possible. So this is identical with this. And it is different from the entire universe, other than this duster. So in this universe, there is a duster which is identical with duster, and this is different from all that is not duster. So I am talking of two kinds of abhava now, you can see. One abhava, if I say there is no duster on the table, this is one abhava I have defined. There is no, again no I have used, there is no duster on the table. This is one abhava, I am referring to this category. And when I am saying that this duster is different from all that is not this duster, again I am referring to abhava. Are these abhava same? No. The one is difference and the other one is non-existence. You see? Go still deeper and see. This duster exists in this universe. When I say, make a statement, this sentence, there is a duster on the table. What is the reality? The reality is that there is a duster and there is a table, because the sentence tells you there is a duster on the table. So table has been mentioned, duster has been mentioned, but on the table I am telling, no. So there has to be a relationship between duster and the table. If it is here, can I say there is duster on the table? But now I can say there is duster on the table. So over and above duster and the table, there is a third entity now called a relationship. So in this universe, now again I am generalizing, in this universe anything and everything exists by some relationship. In this universe, any padartha, any referent exists through some relationship. Here the relationship is contact. Contact. Duster also exists in this duster by identity. And that is why this is different from all that is not duster. So, an entity now, general, I'm making a total generalization now. An entity can exist by a relationship, and that relationship can be the relationship of identity or difference. Any entity in this universe has existence, okay? That existence is through some relationship, okay? that relationship will be only of two kinds. Either the relationship of identity or the relationship of difference. In the relationship of difference, we will count contact, other things we are going to spell out very soon. Samavaya, Sangyoga, etc. These will come under the relationship of difference, where the difference is neither duster nor the table, but something different, X, that is contact. Contact is not a table, contact is not a duster, but there is a contact. Unless there is a contact, how do I say there is duster on the table? And why it is that on this situation, I cannot say there is duster on the table? So there has to be three things now. If I say there is duster on the table, I require three things to explain this experience. One is a duster, the other one is the table, and other than the duster and the table, the third entity called a relationship called contact. The third, unless all the three are present, I cannot say that. In this situation, no, the third is absent. And therefore, I cannot say there is duster on the table. But you can see there is a connection of the duster with the hand. But now I cannot say there is connection of duster with the hand. Hand is the same hand, duster is the same duster, and still there is something else other than duster in the hand. So we have to postulate a relationship. And that relationship is neither the duster, nor the table, nor the hand. Okay? So this kind of relationship is called a relationship of difference. Okay? And when I say that duster is identical with duster, then this relationship is a relationship of identity. So in this universe, anything and everything is identical with that anything and everything, and different from all that is not that thing. This is a general statement. So, abhava is of two kinds. This is called anunya abhava and atyanta abhava and samsarga abhava. So, when you say the X is not Y, this is anunya abhava, and X is not on Y, this is an example of samsarga abhava. But remember it that in both the cases I am denying the relationship. X is not Y, this is an example of anunya abhava, mutual absence. Anunya abhava, English will be mutual absence. When I say X is not Y, Y also is not X. Mutual absence. And X is not on Y, the duster is not on the table. And this is the example of samsarga means relationship. Okay? So as a matter of fact, both of the cases of use of the negative particle is a denial of a relationship. In one case, this is the denial of a relationship of identity, and here the denial of the relationship of difference. Am I complicating it? Clear? Slowly, and samskara, you say samskara will be there. I'm sure. Now this is all grey. Whole life I am doing this, only this. Ghata and pata. Mutual absence. Mutual. Am I not audible? Is it okay? So this is mutual absence? Okay. So the universe consists of two sets of entities. First, set of positive entities, set of negative entities. Set of positive entities are further divided into subsets, set of dravya, set of gunas, set of karma, samanya, vishesha, samavaya. Now I am roughly translating it, okay, in English. I told you English translation has problems, but I have no other way. Sanskrit matter is over. So dravya is translated as substance. Guna is translated as quality. Karma is translated as action, activity, motion, movement. Samanya is translated as universal. That is, to be more precise, a class forming property, a generic property. For example, any pot you say it is a pot, any book you say it is a book. Even a book is made of, let us say, wood, you will say this is a book. If it is made of gold, you say this is a book. So, what do you see and by which you say that this is a book? You see a universal called bookness. That is an entity. And through that entity, all the members of the class brought together. So, through potness, all pots are brought together. Any pot individual can be referred to by that term book, because there is bookness, what is only one, and which brings all the members together. So, that property is called Samanya. That entity is called Samanya. This is universal. Jati is also another name of Jati. Jati is not caste. Jati, universal, generic property, class forming property, a property through which members are brought under one class. That property is called Samanya. Vishesha is particular, ultimate, I am translating the ultimate distinguishing feature of the permanent substances. We will come to know. This is the first line only of the text. Everything is going to be explained. So, what is Vishesha? Vishesha is the, now just give you an idea, later again you see. What is this? A pen. What is? Are they different or the same? Different. What is the, why are they different? Okay. Okay, even if the two black pens have been same or the different? Two black, think, individuals are different. So, one black pen individual, another black pen individual. How can be same? If it is the same, then if the ink is exhausted in one, it should also be exhausted in another. Does it happen? Doesn't happen. So, individuals are different, not the same. They are member of the club. They are members. Now, so you could not answer this question. Again, I am asking of how they are different. They are different. Okay. How they are different? Then we will say the logical question. The answer is this: the parts of this are different from the parts of that. This is the logical answer. The parts out of which this pen is made are different from the parts of which another pen of the same class is made. Okay. Now we take two parts of the same pen, and I say the two parts are one and the same or different? Different. Then we have to again give parts of that different. Where will you end? I will go on asking this question. So you reached some place. This is why Kanada, this is a Kanada theory. Go on, and ultimately they say that reached a place because it is unending. It cannot be, I mean, whole life, so many lives. I don't know even God will be able to answer this question or not. Not possible. And therefore, two Paramanus are different. They reached up to Paramanu by this way of asking question. Two Paramanus are different. Now, if you further divide that also, then you are allowing the question again to be asked, no? So, stop it. And if you keep, okay, so what is there, what harm is there? Logically we are so strong, we will keep on asking why these two Paramanus should not be divided, where the modern science has divided Paramanus. Again, comparing now, Paramanu and atom. But please, these are logical, this is from the report of this laboratory and not the physical laboratory. So the logical situation is this, that we have reached a stage that there are two Paramanus, let us use their terms. They are different. How to account for that they are different? If we allow that further division, then the question you are allowing again, then I will ask you, what are the parts of Paramanus? And go on, unending. So they say, let us stop there. And then, how to distinguish one Paramanu from another Paramanu? To distinguish each and every Paramanu, they introduce a concept called Vishesha. And why did they do that? You see, unless you introduce Vishesha there, unless the two Paramanus are different, these two pens will not be different. The two wholes cannot be demonstrated as different logically. And therefore, they have accepted an entity called Vishesha. And that is why the system is called Vaisheshika. Nyaya Vaisheshika, the name you have heard, it is because of this entity, acceptance of this entity. So, they accepted an entity called Vishesha in order to distinguish ultimate permanent substances. You can write it down. Ultimate permanent substances, and that distinguishing entity is called Vishesha. Unless that is accepted in the system, I have no other means to distinguish how this is different from the other. So, two members of the same class cannot be demonstrated to be different unless we accept this. And that is why Vishesha Padartha has been accepted in the system. Vishesha. Then Samavaya. Samavaya is a permanent relationship. Samavaya is a permanent relationship. We will have occasion to elaborate. Now you can see, just for giving a hint, that now you have seen that I have demonstrated that the duster is here by contact. So contact is an entity, it is a relationship, but it is breakable relationship. Now no longer there is a relationship, but there is a relationship. So it is produced, destroyed. Produced, destroyed. But if I ask you to remove color from the substance, let's, and show this is color, this is substance, not possible. So there is a relationship, but there is a, otherwise how do you say this is black, or this is red, or this is yellow, this is white, whatever. So you cannot remove and demonstrate the relata independently as I could demonstrate duster and table independently. And it is because of this another entity is accepted in the system, and that is called Samavaya or inherent relationship. Its inherence is also called inherence. Nitya Sambandha. He is going to define everything, don't worry. And then Abhava, you have seen this. So this is the whole world. Inquiry is directed towards this universe. Now further, we have come to this. Samsarga Bhava will be relational absence. Absence. Okay? And further, when we will divide, then will come, the absolute absence will come later. Now, each one you come down further. Dravya. Now, please read the next line. Tatra Dravyani Prithvi Ap Tejo Vayu Akasha Kala Dig Atma manamsi, navaiva. Okay? I have broken the words. So, among this, now, further you can divide the dravya further into 9 types. The first one is Prithvi, means earth. I need not write now here. You can write down the English paraphrase. Prithvi is earth, up is water, Teja is heat, fire, Vayu is air, Akasha is ether or sky, Kala is time, this is space, Atma, the actually Sanskrit word is Atman, okay, Nakaranta. So, Atman is soul and Manas is mind. All these are given a common name. The common name is Dravya. So, this you further divide into 9. Similarly, Guna into 24. List is given. Let us read. Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, Sparsha, Sankhya, Parimana, Prithakva, Sangyoga, Vibhaga, Paratva, Aparatva, Gurutva, Dravatva, Sneha, Shabda, Buddhi, Sukha, Dukkha, Ichha, Dvesha, Prayatna, Dharma, Adharma, Samskaraha, Chaturvimshati Gunaha. Vimshatir Gunaha. Okay? They are 24 in number. Qualities are 24. So, these are qualities. Rupa is color. Rupa also means in Sanskrit form, but here it means color. Rasa is taste. Gandha, smell. Sparsha, touch. Sankhya, number. From 1 to infinite. Parimana, measure. Size. Okay. Prithakva, discreteness. Discreteness. Every entity is discrete, not mixed. Water and milk. If I want water, it should refer to water only. It should not refer to water and milk mix. I want water, I want milk, I want coffee, distinct, everything, discreteness because of this. And therefore, I can say that this is distinct from this. I tell you, the Nayayikas are simply analyzing experiences, ordinary experiences that they have, daily experiences. And they are expressible only in language, and therefore, language is being explained, analyzed. So now, Parimana is, Prithakva is discreteness. Sangyoga is contact. This is a relationship, breakable relationship. Remember, it is included in the list of quality. Vibhaga, disjunction, separation, that is disjunction. Opposite of contact, okay, contact and then, so conjunction, disjunction. Paratva, remoteness, both spatial and temporal, both. Someone is elder in age, younger in age, something as a distant place, near place. Paratva, aparatva. Aparatva means nearness, paratva is remoteness. Gurutva is weight, heaviness. Dravatva is fluidity. Sneha is moisture. Tela, you see, therefore, Sneha. Shabda is sound, both linguistic and non-linguistic. I mean, I call it moisture because of that property, you can prepare a ball out of, but where there is no moisture in the sand, therefore you cannot make a ball out of it. Wettability. So, moisture, or this word is ordinarily used. I am also using that. You can have a better word, you can use it. Now, for example, he will give examples also. Sand, you cannot prepare a ball, okay? So, dry sand is there, and then you cannot prepare a ball out of it. But if, let us say, flour, atta, you can prepare, because that already contains kind of a property, and that property is sneha. Sneha. That is it. Stickiness or whatever you call. Shabda is Shabda is sound, both linguistic and non-linguistic. Any sound is Shabda, but linguistic sound also is Shabda. Buddhi is knowledge, not Sankhya Buddhi. Okay, intellect. It's not. So careful. Buddhi, careful. You said this is careful. This is a place. You should be careful. So Buddhi means jnana. Sukha, happiness, dukkha, unhappiness, ichha, desire, dvesha, hatred, aversion. Prayatna is inner effort. You see, any external visible effort is in human being is preceded by inner effort. There is a kind of a mental preparation. I want to read, suppose. This is an activity. Reading is an activity going on. I am reading before you. But before I began reading, I prepared my mind to do that. That preparation of mind is called prayatna. The inner activity. Mental preparedness to take up an activity, external activity. That is called prayatna. Dharma, merit. So, good act will vanish, the act will vanish, but it will leave behind dharma in you, merit in you. You will do bad act, the bad act will leave behind adharma in you. And the locus will be your soul, because you are going to suffer, or you are going to enjoy, because you have performed the work, good act or bad act. And therefore, in terms of this, all will be deposited in your soul. And when there will be Mahapralaya, when God is going to recreate, let us say, the universe, then He should create equal opportunities to all of them. And therefore, but He does not. There is no equal opportunities to everybody. Some is happy, some is unhappy, some is rich, some is poor. So this Vaichitriya, Jagad Vaichitriya that we find, if we say that God, it is created by God, then God is partial. Why should He make someone rich and someone poor, someone happy and someone unhappy? So it is not, God has no role to this. His role is only a role of a monitor to see that you reap what you have sown. Sow as you reap. Reap as you sow. Okay? So, this is a kind of a, otherwise there will be a chaos. So, in order to avoid chaos, God is again brought into the picture. I am all this telling you from Nyaya Kusumanjali. Nyaya Kusumanjali has given 5 grounds to accept God. This is one. So, Jagad Vaichitrya is one hetu. So, how can you explain the this diversity in the universe. Why is he? He said that throughout my life, I did not do any harm to anybody, and still I am suffering. Why? He's trying to find out an answer. That why? God is not kind to me. I have always helped others, still I am suffering. Why? So, taking all these experiences into consideration, Udayana says that this cannot be solved. That is why the Karma Siddhanta is so strong. This is the Karma Siddhanta. That when you perform a good act, it is deposited in the soul. And in terms of those only, you should get the result. And there should be a monitor. There should not be looting. Someone loots. So, the technical terms are Dharma Shastra terms. Technical terms. Kritahani, akritabhyagama. Kritahani, I have done, I will lose. And I will get what I have not done. So, krita, whatever I have done, hani will be lost. And akrita, what I have not done, abhyagama would come to me. This should not happen. This is not logical. This is chaos. So, this is chaos. So, in order to avoid this chaos, you need a monitor. And that monitor is God. So, you get only what you deserve. And that is in terms of dharma and adharma accumulated by you through performance of good act and bad act. So, dharma and adharma. And samskara. Knowledge comes and goes, but it does not go forever. It leaves behind some impression in the soul. And only in terms of that, later on, you remember many things. Remembrances take place because of that. And that is samskara. So, samskara is impression. Samskara is impression. Other varieties also he will say later. In this way, there are 24 qualities. Okay. Now, before I read the next line, I will tell you one thing. Dravya, one thing you should remember, that dravya, the role of a dravya, there is of a locus. It is adhara. Dravya is adhara. Now you have seen that Atma is counted in that list. Atma is adhara. And in the list of gunas, from buddhi onwards, all of them exist only in the soul. See, look at the list. Buddhi, sukha, dukkha, ichha, dvesha, prayatna, dharma, adharma, samskara. All these are properties of the soul. They do not exist outside. So, the inquiry of the universe is not only inquiry into the external world, also inquiry into the inner world. Hardly you find any scientist to inquire into happiness, unhappiness, desire, sukha, dukkha, ichha, dvesha, prayatna. These inquiries are not the object of inquiry in the laboratory. And therefore, whether they have an existence or not, they have a doubt. But they forget that themselves they are happy, unhappy. They should also inquire about that happiness and unhappiness under which they undergo. Anyway, our inquiry is a total inquiry. Our inquiry with the whole universe. Universe which is outside and universe which is inside. We all carry. We carry inner universe in the form of jnana, that buddhi, sukha, dukkha, ichha, dvesha, prayatna, dharma, adharma and samskara. These constitute our inner world. Every one of us. Remember, whatever is inner to you may be outer for me. I have access to my own buddhi, but I have no access to your buddhi. But I will have access to your buddhi also. When? When you will verbalize your buddhi in language. So, when you will say that I am happy, I will come to know that there is happiness in you. But how shall I come to know that you are happy? Because I also say sometimes that I am happy. So I know. So the happiness is an entity. Okay? That entity is in me, that entity is in you, that entity is in anybody, because we have some expressions of this happiness in sentences like that. And therefore, there is ample proof. So, in the West, there was an attempt to categorize the world into public and private. You see? A public world and a private world. Private world exclusively known to me, but public world is known to all of you. Now, our inquiry is a step further, that what you consider to be private in the Western method of analyzing is also public, because when you say that aham sukhi, I also say aham sukhi, she also says aham sukhi, he also says aham sukhi, it no longer remains private, it is as public as anything, and therefore such kind of a categorization exclusively is not tenable under this kind of a method of analysis. Nevertheless, my inner world is exclusively known to me, and your inner world becomes external world for me. Your sukha, your dukkha, your ichha, your dvesha, your dharma, your adharma, your samskaras, they are not in me, in my soul, they are only in your soul. And therefore, those entities which are with you, that means your inner world is outer world for me, and my inner world is outer world for me. And that is why but there is a process of coming closer, even by applying the method of sadharanikarana, as it happens in the case of, let us say, watching a drama, a Sita Harana, for example, the tears roll from you, because dukkha, okay, there is some kind of a sadharanikarana through which you have come so closer that tears start rolling from your eyes. This can happen. Nevertheless, the pain of a delivery is known only to the exclusively mother. We can only infer. And through inference, you can come a little closer and have a kind of a feeling, but that feeling is not the direct feeling of pain that I can have. And that is why your inner world is external world for me. My inner world is external world for you. But it is not exclusively external in the sense that I can have access to that world also if you mobilize those in terms of language. So this is the way that you should. So dravya is adhara. And the recognition of that dravya is that it should have quality. So kriyavatvam, gunavatvam cha, dravya samanya lakshana. Dravya, if you want a general definition of a substance, the general definition of a substance is that it's a locus of a quality and it's a locus of an action. So where action is located, or where guna is located, quality is located, that is dravya. So dravya is a locus. That is the idea. So Atma is a locus in which jnana is located, sukha is located, ichha is located, dvesha is located, and all the qualities which are mentioned here. They all are the qualities. It is only through the qualities I will go to the locus and will come to know about the locus. So this has to be kept in mind. So so now two things. You have seen that in dravya, let us say the first five, Prithvi, Up, Tejas, Vayu, Akasha. These five have been again given another name, Bhuta. Let's call it Panchamahabhuta, you call it? Panchamahabhuta, these five. Okay. Then, Akasha, after Akasha you have Kala, time, Dik is space, Atman is the soul, and mind. Now each individual is given a mind. Each individual living being has a soul, and all souls are different in the system. So difference you can see, Advaita and this. So all souls, all individual souls are different. Then Atma Sakshatkara, what does it mean? He should go back to his original form. And the original form of the Atman is Nirguna. That state, there is no guna. And therefore he should go back to that form, and that is mukti. In other words, they have said that the mukti is nothing but complete cessation of pain. Now, therefore, the Nayayikas have been criticized very heavily that Atyantika dukkha nivritti is moksha. Atyantika, absolute absence of pain. Why did not say that Ananda should be the mukti, nature of mukti? Because they have argued at length that we cannot establish a permanent Ananda. Permanent Ananda, because wherever there is Ananda, it is followed by Nirananda and Dukkha. So there cannot be Sukha which is permanent. If Ananda is Sukha, that Sukha cannot be permanent, and therefore that cannot be posited as the goal of human being. What is not wanted is known to everybody. What is not wanted is dukkha. And therefore, ultimately we should try to get rid of dukkha, and that is possible permanently only if we discover our own original self, and that self is without any guna. Dravya, pure dravya. Nirguna. That is the gunas of the Atman. So we should get rid of all this. Finally, we should get rid of all these gunas. Yes. Yes. After that, the result will be there, no? But knowledge is not permanent. No permanent knowledge is accepted. Only with the God. God only has got permanent knowledge and permanent desire. If these are required, logical requirement. God is the only sentient being at the time of final deluge, let us say. Let us say creation will begin. A creator is going to create this universe. He should have knowledge of the universe. Now, what is going to create? A Kumbhakara is going to create a Kumbha, provided he has knowledge of Kumbha. So there is a sentient being required to explain the coming into being of a Kumbha. In the same way, this whole entire Srishti is going to come into being only if one who has knowledge of Srishti. And therefore we need to posit an entity called Ishvara, who is Sarvagya, who is Sarvavit, who knows everything, including the creation. And therefore he has conception of creation, and according to the conception he can create the creation. And if I allow that knowledge of God also to become anitya, then in what way he is different from me? My jnana also is anitya, and if Ishvara jnana also is anitya, then in what way I cannot create the universe, then he should also not be able to create the universe. Because of these reasons, I have to posit an entity called Ishvara, who is Sarvagya. There is no limitations of human being, limitations with the God, and therefore he is beyond all limitations, normal limitations. So that jnana alone is nitya. All other jnanas are anitya. And therefore, even by jnana as a means I will take for mukti, I will go for mukti. This jnana is not a nitya jnana. This jnana will reveal me the path, I will take the path, it will get destroyed. So, this system does not accept Nitya Jnana other than the Jnana of Ishvara as Nitya. All Jnanas are Anitya. Comparable to what you call Vritti Jnana in Advaita Vedanta. One Muktatma, there is no difference. He goes to another individual soul, that's all. Distinction is Vishesha. Vishesha, I have created a category. That is why we are going to say Nitya Dravya. There are many souls, okay? There are many jivas. Each jiva's goal of life is that he should be liberated. By liberation, what they mean? They should discover their own form, original form. What is the form? Dravya. Okay? Ishvara is not to be liberated. Ishvara is, okay? So, jiva is to be liberated. Now, he should be liberated means he should go back to his form which is without any qualities. That form he should reach. Now, each individual soul is different. How to make the difference? There is a question. For that, Vishesha category is created. As two Paramanus are made different on the basis of Vishesha, two souls are also made different on the basis of Vishesha. No problem. Atma is Nitya. Atma is Nitya. Come next. Is Atma Prithvi? No, you should learn how to learn also. You should learn how to learn. The list is given. Is Atman included in Prithvi? Is Atman included in Prithvi? Prithvi has Paramanus. Is Atman included in up? Water? Water has got Paramanus. Is Atman included in Tejas? No. Tejas has Paramanus. Is Atma included in Vayu? No. Vayu has Paramanus. After that, what starts coming? Akasha, Nitya. Kala, Nitya. Nitya cannot have Paramanus? No question? Okay. But one question remains to how to distinguish when there are many Nityas of the same category. Many Nitya Paramanus were made. So there is a question how to distinguish one Paramanu from another Paramanu. For that, what was the methodology adopted? Vishesha is introduced. Now, many Atmans have been introduced in the system. All are Nitya, all are Vibhu. Okay? So, where is the question of Paramanu? Is there any question of Paramanu here? So, Atma is Nitya. There are not one Atma but many Atmans. Question how to distinguish can be distinguished on the basis of each Atman possesses one Vishesha. So, as many Nitya Dravyas, so many Visheshas have been accepted. Fine. Any doubt? Okay. So, how this question came to your mind that Atma has Paramanu? I'm thinking that where did you? But Paramanu and Atman, how could come together? This is not the way. Alertness is needed. Quality and action. So, there what we see earlier, it was said that it was inferred. Dravya is inferred. Okay? But later on, arguments have been made to show that through the quality, through introducing a relationship, we are going to read perception section. And there we will see that how Dravya can also be known by perception. Yeah, good. Now you can see I have already, you have forgotten. I have also said that when Atman is there, let us say, then there are samskaras are there with them, left behind. So qualities are there. In the case of liberation, totally liberated, he is also freed from all those qualities. Okay, that is the pure nature of the soul. Soul and quality, I mean, dravya and guna, they are different. Isn't so? So when the soul is going to be free from all qualities, that is his pure form. There is no question of mixture. That always there has to be. So at that time, when he is liberated, he is liberated from all the qualities that ordinarily he is supposed to be locus of. So he no longer remains to be the locus of those qualities. But Adhara continues to be. As Adhara, as a Dravya, he continues to be. There is no problem in that. And that was the point of discussion with the Buddhists. Buddhists did not accept, Buddhists do not want to accept Atman. Why? Because a Sthira Dravya is not acceptable to them. As against this, we all are arguing for a Sthira Dravya. So they say Nilayam without referring to Dravya. Because Sarvam Kshanikam. If you say Sarvam Kshanikam, then how can you say Nilayam? So Dravyam will become Nilayam. For that becoming Nilayam, it should continue to be to the second moment also. First Dravya should be there. You see, these are all logical analysis. A guna is produced in Dravya. Follow me step by step, okay? A guna is produced in Dravya. Now, if he produced in Dravya, that means the Dravya is the cause of guna. When we will discuss about Karana, the three kinds of Karana, Samvayi Karana, Asamvayi Karana, Nimitta Karana, then it will be more clear. So, Dravya is a Samvayi Karana always. And Samvayi Karana must precede the Karya, no? So, logically now you have to posit at least one moment, Kshanamekam, Dravyam, Nirgunam, Nishkriyam, Tishtati. It's a logical establishment. So, when this is possible, why not the ultimate state, the Atman, which is the Dravya, pure Dravya, can go back to its own form? Not impossible. Yeah. So that is why the Jnana does not occur in duster. Jnana can occur only in the soul. Though duster also is a Dravya and soul also is a Dravya. Do you follow? Otherwise they could have included in the Prithvi itself, but they did not. So a separate kind of a Dravya, which alone has the capacity to be locus of Buddhi, Sukha, Dukkha, Ichcha, Dvesha, Prayatna. So though it is called Dravya, it is a very different kind of a Dravya. A spiritual substance, that what we should say, is a spiritual substance which can hold the inner world. An inner world in the form of Sukha, Dukkha, Ichcha, Dvesha, Prayatna. List is. Buddhi onwards. Buddhi onwards, these are your inner world. So they exist inside. Where inside means soul. So these are the qualities called special qualities of the soul. Samskara also will go. Liberated means he is liberated forever, not for temporary liberation. What is troubling you? Now, where from the body has come? In that Atman substance, is it from the beginning with the body, or body has come because of something? Karma. So there is bandhana, samsara, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, jachadesham. This is samsara. So, sharira manas sangyogaha samsara. What is samsara? Shari and mind association. Samsara. When Atma is avachinna by the body, then there is samsara. There is samsara. And this cycle, he has to go out of this cycle. And therefore, Gautama Sutra 112 has explained it. Again, there will be Vishantara, there is a problem with it. Pravritti dosha uttarottarapaya tadantarapaya apavarga. So how he will reach the apavarga is also mentioned in a causal relationship is given. So I will, the dictionary, now you are going to the library, I give you some library work. Open Nyaya Sutra 112 to get an answer to this question. To get some time for me to go further. And if you do not understand, you ask me, okay? Abhava of quality is abhava. You see, no, abhava cannot be quality because abhava is a negative entity. This is a positive entity. Now explain a little bit. This is a positive entity, positive. But the absence of this is here on the table. Absence of this, is it true or false? Absence of this is true. Is not so. This is real or unreal? If everything is unreal, no discussion is possible. You see, there are two kinds of knowledge, we say. My teacher always used to say, there is one called Sammugdhakara Jnana and one is called Vishada Jnana. Sammugdhakara Jnana. One is satisfied with that Sammugdhakara Jnana and the other one is not satisfied with the Sammugdhakara. Want to have Vishleshana Purvaka Jnana, Vishada Jnana. The Nayayikas are trying to give you a Vishleshanatmaka Jnana and not satisfied with only providing you Sammugdhakara. But Sammugdhakara Jnana will generate blind faith. This also. This gives a feeling that I have understood. In fact, he has not understood. Because you ask him, he is not able to tell. But there is another kind of a jnana called where every bit of it is clear. Vishadakara. So Nayayikas are trying to give you this second category of knowledge and not satisfied with the first category. Because they are afraid that if the first category of knowledge is encouraged, it may result into blind faith. It's totally against that. So, let us try to achieve as much as we can. Yes. So, these are the 2 points that I wanted to bring to your notice, that in the list of dravyas, Atman is mentioned Manas is mentioned. Though Atman is a Dravya, Prithvi also is a Dravya. But still there is a difference between Atman and Prithvi. So the charge then, it becomes a stone. The stone cannot be locus of samskara. Stone cannot be locus of jnana. Stone cannot be locus of, stone does not stand up and say, I am happy. Someone is beating me. Or I am unhappy. Therefore, though it is a substance of a different type. And that substance is spiritual substance. Because it is that which is called Chetana. His capacity to become a Chetana. When he becomes Chetana, now you say, these are the small things, but you should know. What is Chetana? I am paraphrasing, you see. Chetanaha. Have I committed any mistake? Chetanaha. Chaitanyavan. One who possesses Chaitanya is Chetana. Chetanaha Manushyaha Chetanaha. Jivaha Chetanaha. Jiva is Chetana, called Chetana. It is an adjective. And it is reflected when you paraphrase it. Manushyaha Sundaraha. If I say Sundaraha, Saundaryavan. One who has Saundarya. Saundarya is noun. Chaitanya is noun. And the locus of Chaitanya is called Chetana. And what is this Chaitanya then? Jnana. Chaitanya is nothing but Jnana, Buddhi. So when you say consciousness is nothing but Jnana. And where that Jnana exists is called conscious. Conscious is an adjective. And the property of being conscious is Jnana, Chaitanya, consciousness. That property, this is Jnana. So, in Advaita, the Jnana itself is Atman. You see? I am just helping you to make a distinction. Chaitanya is Atman. In Nyaya, Chaitanya Vat is Atman. Locus of Chaitanya is Atman. There is a difference. Consciousness is not Atman in Nyaya. The locus of consciousness is Atman. And that is spiritual substance. Am I making sense? So please don't get confused. Chaitanya is Jnana. Nityam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Jnana. And that is why so much of questions have been raised. And they have been converted into adjectives. Those Dvaitins have done that. Madhvas have done this. And that is why you have to make it very clear that in one system, in Advaita, Sankara Advaita, even all the three, Chaitanya is Jnana. And Jnana itself is Atman. Whereas in Nyaya, Jnanavan is Atman. And not Jnana. The possessor of Jnana is Atman and not the Jnana itself is. So Atma is Chaitanya because it is the locus of Chaitanya. This distinction has to be. So though in the list of Dravya, Atma is mentioned. Atma is not a substance like Panchamahabhuta. It is not like just mind also. Mind also is substance. It has a different purpose. When we go to Pratyaksha, then we'll see. Each one has been given a function, and according to the function, they have been categorized. Otherwise, you cannot explain any experience that you have every day. And it is this way that we have to follow. I think let us have a pause now. Up to Shabda is one, these are external. Rupa, Rasa, etc. Up to Shabda, you can see these are all external. They do not exist in the soul. But from Buddhi onward, they all exist in the soul. Therefore, I say there is an internal world and an external world. So, from Buddhi onwards, they are members of the internal world. They constitute your internal world. Of course, they have a connection. Buddhi is jnana. Jnana comes of what? Of a flower outside, a pain outside. Outside, somebody is suppose unhappy, he is unhappy. So, there is a relationship of cause and effect. One causes the other. Or in some way they are related, otherwise how can they be? I have a desire of something, desire inside, but something is that outside. Sukha of Rasgulla. Rasgulla is in the shop. Like that. Go. There is a relationship. Of course, exclusive, otherwise there will be mixture. When I talk of flower, I do not talk of jnana. Flower is in the garden, jnana is in me. Unless I keep them separate, I cannot say this. So, there is an attempt to analyze our experience in this way and arrive at a structure of understanding of the whole world only through analyzing experiences. Experiences encoded in a sentence, language. And therefore, through analyzing language, you are analyzing the whole universe. And therefore, the whole universe is nothing but what language refers to. And therefore, they are called padartha. Padasya. I think when you listen more and more, perhaps you will come closer and closer to understanding. This is the first exposure, perhaps, for you for this kind of talk. And I also don't expect that you have understood 100% right now. But I am sure that at the end of the course, you will come very closer to what I have understood. I hope so. And pray God that let that happen.